over on Facebook Live here shortly. Once I get that up, we'll start going into all the details that you need to know about our upcoming accumulating snow here Thursday and Saturday. Of course, we know we have our own issues out there this morning with the first alert day in effect here for those gusty winds. I'll be talking about those here in just a second as well. So I'm just getting everything kind of up and running here at this point, and then we'll start going on about all of our fun things that we have happening this week, because you know it wouldn't be a busy week without a busy weather pattern. So right now what I've pulled live here is just all of our cameras across the area. The interesting note is that we're starting to see that change over to some snow here in the Quad Cities. What's been coming down has kind of just been this fine mist that's been reducing the visibility. Right now, you can tell that winds continue to be breezy with that Bettendorf camera, but we're not seeing the gusts like we did overnight. Well, hey, it's still windy, all right, but our peak wind gust was around 46 miles per hour here overnight. In fact, we got over 50 miles per hour there in Iowa City. So let's see if we have anything out there right now. Nope, not seeing much, but what I want to do is kind of start talking about some of our winter weather impacts here for today, and then I want to talk about what we can kind of expect to happen moving forward here the rest of this week. So bottom line, as this rain kind of changes over to snow, especially north and east of the Quad Cities, I don't think it's going to provide us what would be considered accumulations. What's going to happen is the wind's just going to be blowing it all over the place, and that just reduces visibility. So there's these small pockets of snow showers that look intense, and will reduce visibility to near whiteout conditions for a brief window of time, making travel not too fun. But this should start to improve here as we get into really our afternoon hours. So I'm going to pull this map full. Here's a look at Doppler radar. Right now, some of the heaviest snow is located right between Savannah and Clinton, right there in Carroll County. This is where visibility has certainly been reduced here this morning. So what we're looking at is really areas along this Highway 30 corridor over the next several hours, or I should say next hour or so, where I think travel could be difficult between Sterling, Clinton, DeWitt, all the way out to Grand Mound. And yes, this is all traveling towards the Quad Cities. So again, while I'm not expecting accumulations, what I do expect to play out is that reduced visibility. So if you have Highway 30 travel plans soon, look for that to be a little bit problematic. Now, this is just going to be a quick hitter here today. I think by really 10 o'clock, a lot of this is going to wrap up. We're going to continue to see storm systems kind of move in from northwest to southeast. And unfortunately, this train is not stopping anytime soon. We still have two more systems this week. I think Thursday's system is going to be stronger than Saturday, but they're both going to produce accumulating snow for the area, and about the same amounts as well. I'll dive into deeper detail on why I expect that. But here you go, lots of first alert sounds. We have our first alerts out here for today. We'll wrap that one up at 10 o'clock this morning, but we're talking Thursday afternoon. We'll say 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when I think some snow starts up. It's a quick moving system. It's out of here by midnight, so hopefully that gives crews some time to clean up our snow for Friday morning. And then it's all of Saturday, we're looking for more snow. And then Sunday, it is dangerously cold. In fact, if we thought it was cold with the last time when we had our cold snap of wind chills 15 to 20 below, I think we're even colder here come Sunday. So it's one of these scenarios where we have multiple first alerts out, and then I think once we get past this stretch this weekend, we'll finally get a break from the active weather pattern. Doesn't mean we're necessarily going to be super warm here moving forward through December, but I don't think we're going to be as concerned about having all these snow and winter outbreak and Arctic outbreaks either. So Sharon, any possible early outs? I don't foresee that being an issue here today. We'll see how that plays out on Thursday. I don't foresee that being an issue, and because of the timing on that, Thursday afternoon, you know, your evening hours, I can maybe see some athletic activities being postponed, but a lot of this hopefully is cleaned up in time for even the Friday morning time frame. So we'll kind of have to see how that plays out, but that's kind of my thinking with it here right now. So let's jump into exact track here. I'm going to go right ahead into Thursday. This is Thursday morning at 8:30. Temperatures are in the teens. Any system that rolls through our area from here on out this week is going to be totally a snow producer, especially north of I-80. Now notice I said that because as you get into the afternoon, the rain-snow line is going to be very close to some parts of our area. You can see all that pink near Ottumwa and Keosauqua. Snow's going to be flying here in the Quad Cities. I do want to note a lot of our in-house models are kind of an outlier here, with this system taking a little bit more to the south than maybe some of the other mainstream models that are out there. Any way you look at it, all of them are producing snow for the area. So I'm not going to get into the actual two specifics on that or lose too much sleep over it. By 9:30, we're continuing with snow across the entire area. I don't think wind is going to be an issue here with Thursday's system. So as that snow quickly comes to an end by, you can see 1:45, 2 o'clock on Friday morning, I'm thinking this will give crews enough time to get out there and clean at least the main arteries and things like that. But we'll see. If we were going to see some areas having delays, it would certainly be that Friday morning time frame. This is not a big snowmaker. I do want to stress that as well. We're not looking at winter storm warning criteria, probably winter weather advisory. So we kind of are used to some of these systems here now, and this kind of moves through again when not a lot of us are out and about. And then by Friday afternoon, we're totally dry. Temperatures are in the 20s. So here's what I expect for snowfall. A widespread 1 to 4 inches. The more south you are of the Quad Cities, the better chance you have for that rain to kind of cut into the snowfall totals. But what I want to stress is that, again, is our in-house model has been a little more to the south than a lot of other main models. So there is the potential for maybe that heavier snow band to kind of set up a little bit north of Highway 30. Of course, this is something that's going to be taken on an hour-by-hour case here as we get into the next 24 hours. Regardless of what plays out, somebody's going to pick up 1 inch. The rest of the area could pick up between 3 and 4. So is it our biggest snowfall? Absolutely not. But I do expect slick conditions here on Thursday evening and improving conditions here by Friday afternoon. Now, let's start talking about Saturday. Both of our long-range models continue to suggest that snow will be flying here across the area. That's probably not a big surprise. But the difference here between Saturday's system and Thursday's system is kind of multifold. The Thursday system is stronger. All right, just plain and simple, it is going to be stronger, but I think we're going to have the same impacts on Saturday because of Arctic air that's in place. So as we kind of talk about what snow ratios are, as we get into Thursday, I think it's going to be your typical snow ratio. So for us, that means if you had 1 inch of rain, that would be the equivalent of 10 inches of snow. So when we're saying, hey, we have 1 to 4 inches, the moisture content in the system is about a quarter, maybe up to maybe a fourth of an inch of rainfall. That's with your typical temperatures in the 20s and 30s that we're expecting. Now with Arctic air in place, this produces a fluffier snow. So what that means is it's going to be easier to get accumulations. It's also easier for us to shovel and kind of blow around as well. So it's going to be that light, fluffy snow here on Saturday. So I think between both systems, we're picking up 1 to 4 inches. So that would give us a total of 2 to 8 inches here between Thursday's system and Saturday's system. So again, neither are going to be major factors or major snowstorms per se, but they're both providing us with those accumulations here heading into the weekend. And then unfortunately, it's behind Saturday's system that not only do our air temperatures dip below zero of around -7 here on Sunday, it doesn't take much wind to blow that snow around that's going to be really light and fluffy, but 2, wind chills on the order of 20 to 30 below. So this is easily our biggest cold snap so far of the season. So thankfully, it's just the one day on Sunday. We are going to be below zero here next Monday morning. That is something that is worth highlighting because maybe foreseeing a delay or two because of that. But as you get into next week, we can see that our weather pattern, you can see those shades of brown that are kind of coming towards the Quad Cities. That is a sign that our weather pattern is going to be much quieter here. We kind of scoot the storm track to the north, and that should help some warmer air arrive. Now, I want to stress that because we have snow on the ground. So while I say warmer, I'm not talking about a stretch of 60s and 70s or anything like that, but I think we're going to consistently be in the 20s and 30s. And while that's technically colder than normal for this time of December, it's still going to be much more comfortable than what we're going through here right now. So what time are you expecting snow to begin on Saturday? Jennifer, I don't have an exact time on that, but probably sometime in the morning hours. We're talking 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. This looks to be more of a midday afternoon event. But that's still, a few days away. We've got to get through today first, and then, of course, Thursday's snow, which I think Thursday's snow is, again, we're a pretty good time frame on that. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon through about 2 o'clock there on Friday morning. Excuse me. So we have several first alert days in effect. Obviously the one we have ongoing today, I'm going to go back to some of our cameras to see if that snow may be impacting other areas as well. So Jennifer, thanks for the question there. Feel free to jump in our comments and ask any of these questions. I know this is going to be another shorter one here today. We're going to get longer and longer on these live streams for you here as these storm systems get closer. For those that are asking about possible early outs, I don't foresee that being a problem here on Thursday. There might potentially be a delay or two here on Friday morning, depending on how fast we can clean up those roads. But again, this is a 1 to 4 incher here on Thursday. It's also a 1 to 4 incher here as you get into Saturday as well. So we're kind of just sitting on some of these cameras for you here right now to see if those bands of snow are impacting our area. We've already had wind gusts well over 40 miles per hour here this morning. And again, in terms of impacts today, only just minor inconveniences. We're talking just a reduction in visibility. But that being said, we are going to see this band of snow traveling towards the Quad Cities, to Prophetstown, to Hoople, to Walnut, to Atkinson. If you are traveling on Interstate 80 here or 88 over the next hour, fully expect that snow and blowing snow to reduce your visibility. So approximate wind and snow expected on Saturday. Anita, I think I just covered that, but probably the morning hours, 9, 10 o'clock, give or take a couple of hours on that. But it looks to be more so a midday to afternoon type snow. So your impacts on Saturday will start to really be felt for the afternoon hours. Any chance Saturday snow could get heavy? Good morning. Good morning, Riley. In terms of heavy, I mean, let's put it this way. You could have a pocket of 5 inches of snow, but it's going to be really light and fluffy. So if you're measuring the weight of the snow, Thursday snow is going to feel heavier than what Saturday's is, but they're both going to be really in between 1 and 4 inches. So that's why we have our early first alerts out for those 2 days. And then obviously we have our alerts out here for Sunday morning, which is really the coldest air so far of the season. Now, win on Saturday. Natasha, thanks for joining. We kind of just went over that as well. We're just going to call this, again, a midday to afternoon, evening snowfall. Both Thursday and Saturday, 1 to 4 inches. So that gives you a grand total of 2 to 8 inches here between 2 snow systems this week. Neither are snow storms, really, but you're going to have that accumulating snow. Saturday snow is going to be fluffier. It's going to be easier to move around, and because we have Arctic air in place, wind chills are going to go well below zero here heading into your Sunday morning. So I'm going to wrap this up. Again, we'll go into much more deeper detail, especially tomorrow, as we're really going to focus here on Thursday's snow. Of course, take a look ahead to the weekend, and then we'll be back here probably on Friday morning discussing our snow totals here from Thursday's system, and then what we expect to play out now on Saturday. So thanks everybody for joining. We'll wrap